Hey everyone, this is Carmen. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be writing SEO sales copy from scratch so you can see my personal process step by step and then apply it yourself. Because everything you write, from blog posts to landing pages, can and should be optimized for search engines. Otherwise, you're just missing out on a lot of potential traffic and revenue that comes organically from these search engines like Google. So in this video, I'll guide you through my exact SEO copywriting process. And if you want to learn more, check out my SEO copywriting course in the description that also includes mentorship and feedback from myself. And the first step is keyword research, because we do need keywords and search terms to target that we want to rank for and get traffic from. For example, I'll be working on this website. It's a contractor's website, and in particular, we'll write a page for HVAC services in a very specific area that this business serves. So the first thing I'll do is open up SEMrush. There's a free version of SEMrush if you don't have the paid version, and you can go into the description and get that. But once you're actually on the SEMrush dashboard, I'm going to come over to the keyword overview tool, and then we're going to enter in a keyword that we're trying to target. And the keyword is going to be related to the product, service, or topic that we're targeting. Once again, in this case, we're going to be targeting HVAC services in a very specific city that this business services. That city is St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. So the keywords I'm putting in are primarily St. Catharines HVAC and a few different variations where it has the period after the Saint there, or it doesn't. But once we have that in there, we can make sure that we're using the Canada search engine because this is a Canadian city, and then click search. Okay, now if we scroll down, we have some cool data to work with. One is the volume, and that's the monthly amount of searches that this keyword is given. We also have the trends, so we can actually visualize how often this is being searched month to month. Does it kind of die down in a certain period of the year? Does it increase? That'll give us some input into whether the traffic will be all year round or just kind of goes up and down depending on the season. We also have keyword difficulty for HVAC St. Catharines. We can see it's 31. So it's relatively maybe low to moderate competition. It's not something that is going to have an 80 to 90% difficulty, and it's an extremely hard keyword to rank for. That's a really good sign that it's around 31. And we can see that it also has the yellow dot here that tells us that it's moderately competitive. It's nothing too intense. And then also the intent of the keyword is commercial. Someone's looking to buy a service in this case. And that's mainly what we need to look at right here. The other things we don't have to worry too much about. Although the results can be really important because the less results there are, the easier it will be to rank for because there's probably less competitors. Now, we have the few keywords here and their variations. Typically, you want one main keyword, some secondary keywords, and variations. So these four will be just fine for what we're doing. And you have a couple different options with SEMrush and a lot of different SEO tools. Is you can click the export button over here if you want it as a CSV file, or you could actually just copy and paste them into a spreadsheet or another place to keep them organized. But no matter what choice you do in that case, what I want you to do next is start analyzing the competitors for these keywords. And I'm here now on Google. I looked up one of those main keywords, St. Catharines HVAC, and I'm also using the SEO Quake Chrome extension. It's free and I highly recommend you download it. It gives you a ton of SEO data to work with, which will help you write your SEO copy and ultimately improve your rankings. Now, some of the things I'm looking for primarily is how the top results structure their content, how many words they're writing on that page, the actual content they're producing, and different things that I can pick up and then reverse engineer that and apply it to my own. So for example, we'll go to this top page right here. Okay, so as soon as we land on it, it doesn't look like they're using any kind of keywords in the sliders, which is good, but up here in there, I'm presuming it's a header 1 or header 2 tag, they're going to be using the St. Catharines, and they're also doing air conditioning, heating, and plumbing services. So they're using that main keyword at the top of the page, and it's going to help Google understand what it's about. Now, if we right click and inspect, we might be able to actually find out exactly what this is, and indeed is an H1 tag, and the H1 tag is the highest in the HTML hierarchy. So when that's the H1 tag and it has the keyword in it, it's one of the first things Google picks up in the actual code of the page. So you can already tell that they're doing really good with their SEO and they're off to a good start. Looks like they have different things here in terms of the services they actually offer. If we click furnaces, it looks like they actually switch things up here. Interesting. So it looks like they have products, their services, and they actually have offers for each service in here, and then also some content it links out to. That's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. Now, the good thing is, though, on this page itself, it doesn't look like there's a ton of content. They have the logo bar for social proof, the actual location of exactly where they are. They got their footer, some Google reviews, a little bit about the team. So what's really nice about this is that it's low content, meaning that we probably won't have to write as much for this keyword to actually rank on the first page of Google. But now to actually get a bit more data, what I can do is come up to the top right of Google Chrome, click that SEO Quake extension, and then click page info. And now here we have tons of different information on this exact page, and I doubt that it's 5,000 words. It's probably taking into consideration testimonials and some of the accordion content, and then giving us a much higher number. But I bet it's actually probably just a few thousand words, but it is good to know exactly how many words are on that page, and then we can write a similar amount. We also have the keyword density, so we can see exactly the different words and phrases that they're using. Looks like they use St. Catharines 28 times on that page. Things like water heater 25 times, air conditioner 24 times, water purification 18 times. Going down here, reduce your carbon footprint, pretty interesting. So it gives us a lot of idea into actually how many words they're writing, the keywords they're using, and how they're structuring that page. There's also other things like the diagnosis, where we can see if their URL is optimized, if there's a canonical tag, the title tag, a meta description, tons of good stuff in here that we can apply once again to our own. But really the main thing I wanted to figure out is if the word count is what I thought it was, and also what kind of keywords they're targeting. But let's actually go back to the first page of Google and check out some of these results. Okay, scrolling down to the number 2 result, check these guys out. Okay, once again, they have the keyword in the H1 tag, and it's right in the above the fold section, so it's the first thing that a prospect would see. They have that call to action right there. And it looks like they also have no payments and no interest for 12 months, and saving up to $3,000 on a new system. So it's a nice offer that if we were actually writing for a real client and we had something like this, we could offer something like that to persuade the customer to call us and choose us over a competitor. It looks like they actually have a Black Friday deal, more about that offer. Scrolling down, once again, HVAC installation, repair, and home services in Niagara, St. Catharines, and surrounding areas. This is really good for local SEO because when you're looking up different cities followed by HVAC, installation, repair, keywords like that, these guys are probably going to pop up on the first page. I think that just went to a separate page if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so let's go back. And it looks like they have the FAQ accordion section, which I really like, and I do this on a lot of websites when I'm writing the copy for them or designing them, because you're essentially able to compact a ton of information into a smaller section versus it, taking up a ton of the website. So how much does it take to replace an air conditioner in St. Catharines? How much do HVAC service calls cost? How often should HVAC units be serviced? These are all really good questions that we can actually include in our own copy. So once again, just take note. It looks like they have testimonials, pretty similar flow to the other website. But once again, let's use SEO Quick to figure out how many words they're writing. It looks like it says 4,700. Once again, similar to that first website, I bet it's taking into consideration a lot of the testimonials and that accordion content, but it is something we also do need to consider and we'll factor into when we're writing our own copy. Okay, and last but not least, let's check out that third website. It looks like I've actually already visited this one. Service or repair, they got that call to action. Website's actually a little bit buggy, but they do have HVAC solutions in Niagara region, so they have some good keyword targeting. They have internal links, calls to action, got the social proof down there, their footer, got their location, but it's much, much shorter and smaller than the other websites, as you can tell. So let's see what SEO Quake says. And this looks a lot more accurate. It's saying only 440 words. So the top results were about 5,000, 4,000, and then the third one is 442. So we could probably actually get away with writing 500 to 1,000 words and easily replacing these guys as the third result at least, if not even outranking those number 2 and number 1 results. Now that we know exactly what the competitors are doing and we have our list of keywords, it's time to write an outline. And something that really speeds up your writing process and skips writer's block is creating an outline, because then you know exactly what you're writing ahead of time versus kind of writing it from scratch off the top of your head, and you kind of hit those roadblocks because you don't know what you're writing about. So what I'll do on WordPress, which is the CMS I use and this website uses in particular, I'll be creating an outline on here that essentially goes over the intro, the call to action and conclusion section, and then all the major points and minor points I want to cover, and then I can actually go write the first draft. So here's a quick little outline that I'll begin fleshing out a bit more, but I have the intro, what HVAC services do you offer, because customers would be interested in knowing that. How much does it cost to install an air conditioner, install a furnace, do HVAC repairs, and also how much is HVAC maintenance. And I can actually put some more ideas and content under these points and begin writing. Typically in the introduction, I'll use a formula like attention, interest, desire, action, or PAS, pain, agitate, solve, where I hit a pain point, I agitate it a bit more, and then I provide our services as a solution. So I'm probably going to go ahead and do that because historically I find that converts really well and it really pushes people to take action. One of the first things I'm going to write is targeting that obviously they don't want their air conditioner to break down in the summer or the furnace to break down in a cold winter, and that also this can be really expensive and time consuming to fix or to get repaired by a professional. once again hitting those pain points that they're probably experiencing already. And then transition into the solution, which is Contractors Niagara, having decades of experience installing and repairing HVAC units in the St. Catharines and Niagara region, once again hitting some of those keywords, and then also putting some social proof in here, and solving those pain points a bit more by saying you can rely on our professional team to do a timely job and respect your property, and then a call to action saying continue reading to learn more about our HVAC services. Now I can actually start fleshing out more of the content under here, and then summarize that and have a final call to action. Also, if you're having trouble writing for any kind of topic or industry, something I do and I highly recommend is I take all that content and copy that your competitors are writing and essentially use that for inspiration and ideas, and it should help you write a lot faster. Okay, so I wrote a bit more content for this page, as you can see, and it looks like I wrote about 600 words, which is more than that third competitor we looked at, and also more than some of the other ones I checked after. So essentially this should be really good to start off, and then over time we can even bulk it up and add more content if we see that it isn't ranking as good as we wanted to. But now I can start cleaning it up a little bit. I won't need that intro tag. I changed the CTA conclusion one to get a free HVAC quote. We have a call to action down here. And now the next thing I want to do is actually fixing up the metadata. So it looks like, let me just make sure that this is correct. And if we scroll down specifically on WordPress with the Yoast plugin, we can actually see all of our metadata here with a Google preview, both on mobile and desktop, which is really nice. And if we're in that green zone, that's really good because the title tag will pop up and it won't cut off. So everyone can see exactly what the page is about. And then with the slug or the URL, typically I like just the main keyword in there. So I'll do St. Catharines HVAC services, or I can even do HVAC installation repair. And then the meta description, what we want is to elaborate a bit more on what the page is about, and then probably include a call to action as well. So I can say, learn more about Contractor Niagara's HVAC installation and repair services in the St. Catharines and Niagara region. And once again, if it's in that green bar, we're good. If it goes over, it'll tell you, or if it's too short, it'll also tell you with the yellow color, and then you can adjust it accordingly. Now, the next thing I want to do for SEO is I want to add a featured image. So when we share this page on social media, it will pop up with that image and it won't be blank or take something random from the website or the page. So I found a picture here that I can probably use as a featured image, and make sure when you're uploading images, especially for SEO, that you're saving the file name with the keyword included and also in the alt text. So when a visually impaired user is using screen reading software, that alt text is read out loud. But also when Google is scanning the page, they can tell more about the page because that alt text describes the image. And then finally, once again, with Yoast, I can actually go over to the schema tab here and make sure that we do have the appropriate schema type. I'll just do the default, which is web page, because it is a service page. We can leave that. Also with Yoast, you can enter in the focus key phrase, and then it'll give you some ratings and whatnot to tell you if you're targeting that keyword correctly on the page. I've done SEO copywriting enough to where I don't have to do that, but it's a really good tool that I recommend. And then last but not least, we do need to add some internal links, primarily to other service pages on this website, but also for contacting us. So in the bottom here, what I'll make sure we do is link out to the contact page. Contact us. I believe there is another HVAC service page, specifically for Niagara. So let me check out that HVAC. There should be one. Yeah, right there. Perfect. HVAC services. Remember, you want to link out to pages that are relevant to this page, and then also make sure the anchor text, which is that text that's being highlighted and linked from, is relevant to that page, because it actually helps boost the keyword ranking for that other page you're linking for. Full service maintenance. We could probably link to, there might be like property management, clean out, property management. Yeah, the main services page there. It's a shorter page, so 3 internal links should be good. But that'll be essentially good to publish. So we can launch that, wait to see it get indexed and how it ranks and see what kind of traffic and results it generates, and then reassess if it needs more keywords, if it needs more content on the page to boost it. But we'll essentially publish it and then measure it and see what we can do after to improve it. That essentially summarizes the process that I do when it comes to SEO copywriting and writing content and copy that ranks #1 on Google and generates a lot of organic traffic and sales. But if you want to learn more about SEO copywriting and marketing, check out the description where there's my free courses, my blog, other resources. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.